The first time I ever heard of an NHL player not wanting to play in Canada, I was 7 years old, and Chris Pronger ended up going from Edmonton to Anaheim, and I was shaking my head even as a kid. Like, what? Pronger and Edmonton just went to the Stanley Cup final. Why doesn't he want to play there? And I read more into it, even as a kid in the newspaper or whatever it was. His wife thought it was too cold, and they wanted to go somewhere warmer. And even my 7-year-old brain, watching Chris Pronger lift the Stanley Cup with the Anaheim Ducks the next year, I was going, uh-oh, this is not good for Canada. But over the years, I didn't really see it become a huge deal. I mean, there was a few here and there, like Stamkos choosing to stay in Tampa rather than succumbing to the rumors that he's going to Toronto or Montreal. But in the grand scheme of things, I didn't really see it as an issue because you had your PK Subbans signing massive long-term deals with Montreal, Jerome McGinley and Mika Kiprusoff re-upping with the Calgary Flames for long periods of time. Even Phil Kessel signed 2 huge long-term contract extensions to stay in Toronto. Yeah, I know that sounds crazy now, but at the time, Phil Kessel was talking about how he wanted to be a Leaf for the rest of his career. And even later on, seeing guys like John Tavares sign a deal with the Toronto Maple Leafs rather than going to somewhere like San Jose or New York, which were both in the mix for him, I just never really saw playing in Canada as an issue. Even though I'm sure there were lots of guys throughout the years who said, I'm not going there. Until last year, when Matthew Tkachuk and Johnny Gaudreau both booked it for the Hills to the United States, and I'm left here holding the bag thinking, what? Both of them are gone after they both talked about how much they love Calgary, they love the city and the fans and the people and playing here and representing the Flaming Sea. They're both gone? Just like that? Really? And then this year it's just turned into like the hot trendy thing to do. Connor Hellebuck is going to go play for an American market. Alex DeBrincat isn't sure if he wants to spend the next 8 years in Canada, despite apparently loving Ottawa, the city, and his teammates. And this Noah Hannafin thing, I was waiting for this shoe to drop, and like clockwork, it did last week. Of course, Elliot Friedman said that Hannafin wants to go back to the United States to play. Even Blake Wheeler, it's rumored that he wants out of the Jets organization so bad so he can go back to, you guessed it, the US of A. And just listen to me here, Canadian hockey fans. I want an all-Canadian Cup final so bad, and I want a Stanley Cup winner Canadian team because we haven't seen it in 30 years, and we see it all over the place, everywhere. I want that more than anything. But there is some truth to this stuff about the weather, about the taxes, about the not being able to go to the grocery store without getting approached by like 50 different people asking for pictures and autographs and telling you how bad of a game you played last night. Like, this stuff is all true. It's ignorant to pretend like it's not. It has an effect on guys' decisions whether you like it or not. But where I'm at with the Calgary Flames, and I suggest Winnipeg Jets fans and other Canadian market fans do the same, except if you're in Edmonton and you have the I want to play with Connor McDavid effect, is embrace the guys who want that pressure, who want to feel the amazing magic that comes with playing in a Canadian market. Yes, it has its downs and its negatives. Every market does. But there are a lot of guys, more than you think, who will say, screw that. I want to go play in Canada. I want to embrace everything that it has to offer, the good and the bad. Like, it's not everyone who wants to walk around South Beach in flip-flops and not have anybody come up to them, except if they're asking, hey sir, do you want another pina colada? So embrace those guys. They're the ones you're going to win with in Canada, is the ones that bleed Winnipeg Jet blue or Calgary Flames red. Like, this is what happens here. This is how you win. You don't get guys like Elias Lindholm who's, not 100% out on Calgary. He's not sure. No, to me, if it's guys like that, goodbye. You're out of here. I want guys who want to be Flames. I suggest that's the mindset that Canadian teams take here. Let me know what you think about this in the comments down below. This is going to be a juicy one to read the comments on. I'll be reading all of them. Like, comment, subscribe if you're new. I'll see you in the next one. Peace out.